Who are the Montreal Canadiens' new young core group of players that are here now and moving forward through these changes to the roster the team is going through? As the new management team of EVP Jeff Gorton and GM Kent Hughes work their magic in reshaping the Montreal Canadiens. I'll tell you who I think these players are and try to predict the future contracts, term, and dollar values. Hey, everybody, I'm Rick. Welcome to Talkin' Habs, where you get your daily fix of Bleu Blanc Rouge. With Nick Suzuki and Cole Caufield leading the way, the Montreal Canadiens are teaming with young, talented hockey players at every position. Some of these players are in the fold already, and some are in the developmental pipeline, on the verge of being ready to make the jump to the NHL, or in some cases, just to pro hockey, as in the Laval Rocket of the AHL. If you want to be a champion in the NHL and win Stanley Cups, you need a strong core group of players at all positions to give yourself the best chance to succeed and earn the title of champions. I'm of the belief that every championship team in the NHL needs to have 4 studs. Players who can play 30 minutes a game if needed and still excel. I think Montreal finally has those 4 guys on the roster right now. Yeah, they are young and still need a few seasons to start reaching their primes and being amongst the best in the league, but they are here now, in my opinion. How this video will work is I'll reveal the player one at a time, and if they have a current deal for less than 3 seasons, I'll try to predict what his contract will look like for term and for average annual value. So let's get started. First player up is center Nick Suzuki. He's 22 years old, and he's our number 1 center stud. Our stud number 1. Nick starts his 8-year, $7.857 million AAV deal next season. So he's locked down. No need to worry about Nick. And he's already producing at what looks like they're going to be levels that you don't have to question whether he's going to earn that money. Number 2, stud number 2, winger Cole Caufield, 21 years old. He may be small, but he plays a big game. Cole's shot is the real deal. Plus, he can be more than just a shooter. He's a playmaker too. Give Cole 3 more seasons, and he'll be among the top 5 goal scorers in the NHL. Cole will sign, this is my prediction, Cole will sign for 8 years, $7.5 million to $8.5 million a season. Number 3, stud number 3, defenseman Alex Romanov, 22 years old. In just his second season, Romy has improved impressively and is already handling 22 to 28 minutes in games under Coach Marty. A top 10 hitter in the league already. Romy will end up, in my opinion, being the stud D on the first or second pairing. He's a devastating hitter come playoff time, hits like a truck, and he's not intimidated by anyone. As my dog will tell you, I think Romy signs a bridge deal. I think a 3-year, $3.5 million deal. Number 4, defenseman Jordan Harris, 21 years old, stud number 4. Now listen, in a very short sample size, and I get that, I'm ready to predict that Harris is the real deal. A puck-moving defenseman, not afraid to get involved in the play, confident in his ability to make reads, and not awed by his more experienced competition when he's out on the ice. His skating ability and hockey IQ will make Harris the most mobile defenseman since PK Subban. I don't see as much offense from him as Subban, but he's going to be mobile. We haven't seen that since Subban. Here's my contract prediction for him is 8 years, $6.5 million. Now, I wrote here, he's the real deal, and that's why you sign him to 8 years. I think he is the real deal. I think you'll lock him up. I may be a little bit high on the dollar, but I think if you're going to lock him up for 8 years, he's going to want to be paid, early to make up for what he's not getting late. Number 5. I didn't write here stud number 5, but you could say that about defenseman Justin Barron. He's 20 years old, top 4D, second pair defenseman, another fast skating, mobile defenseman, can play both ends of the ice, confident, high hockey IQ, physical, and tough. Now, he'll be an RFA in 2 seasons. So I think he signs a bridge deal because he can't. I mean, not everybody can sign 7 and 8 year deals. You got to have some guys on bridge deals. I think he'll be on a bridge deal, 3 years at $2.75 to $3 million. It might be a little high. I was contemplating lowering that, but I'm going to stick with that. Number 6, center left wing, Rem Pitlick, 25 years old. What a great waiver wire pickup. 3 years of NCAA hockey, then a couple of seasons bouncing between the AHL and NHL, and Rem Pitlick has finally arrived here in Montreal. A middle 6 forward who is looking, okay, playing on the first line. I don't think that's where he's going to end up being. I don't think he's a top line player. He's playing right now with Suzuki and Caufield. A versatile and valuable player to have. He's at over 0.5 points per game this season. His shooting percentage is starting to come down. It was a little high to maintain, but he's at over 0.5 points per game. And Pitlick should sign an RFA deal because he's going to be an RFA at the end of the season. I think he signs anywhere between 3 and 5 seasons at 1.75 to maybe 2.25 million. I don't think this management group's going to overpay like the previous did with like Armia and Paul Byron. I don't think we're going to see that here. I think it'll be something reasonable. Number 7, another center left wing, Ryan Poehling, 23 years old. Poehling has solidified a spot on the roster, and in my opinion, is a part of the young core going forward. A solid third-line center. Poehling is a smart player. He can play wing as well as center, and he'll get better as he goes on. Plays a 200-foot game. Doesn't put up huge numbers yet, but should develop into like a decent point producer. I don't think he'll have huge numbers at any point, but I think he'll have decent numbers going forward. I see him signing either like a bridge deal or a mid-level deal, a midterm deal, like 3 to 5 years, 2.25 million, 2.75 million, something like that. So that's what I see for Ryan Poehling, but I think he has solidified his spot here on the Habs roster. Number 8 is going to be the elder statesman here on this core, in my opinion, and that is winger Josh Anderson. He is a big, physical power forward who skates like the wind and can score. Albeit he is a streaky scorer, so there's that. There aren't a lot of players like Josh in the league. With his, I think it's a good contract. I think that's a good deal, which we'll get to in a sec. I think he'll stick around through the changes, and he has said he wants to stick around, and I think he will. And he'll be the elder statesman of this young core. So no need to guess on his deal. He has 5 years left at $5.5 million. I don't think that's an overpayment here. And I know at the end of the contract, it's going to be very tradable if the Habs do decide they want to trade him in the last couple of seasons. I don't think they will. Now we're going to move to the future core players. So these are 4 guys that are not on the team currently, but I think will be, and they will possibly be, you might consider them as the core players. I know I've already named 8, and if I add 4, that's 12. It's kind of a lot for core players, but there's a lot of good players, young players, potentially good players on this team right now and coming up. First one of this 4 guys is defenseman and I call him here stud number 5, but we'll call him stud number 6 because of Barron. And that's Caden Goalie. Goalie is 20. I see top 4 defenseman here in Goalie. He's a Shea Weber type, on and off the ice. A mobile, kind of half stay-at-home D, half puck-moving D. He can play both ends of the ice and has some offense in him. Physical, big hitting defenseman. Will be in Montreal by the time his ELC is done. That's my opinion. He's got 2 years left on that ELC at $894,000. I think his new deal would be another 8-year deal because he's the kind of guy I think will turn out to be kind of guy you're going to lock up. You want to lock him up for a long time. I don't think at ridiculous numbers, 4.25 to $5 million. I see him as that. So he's the first of the future core players that I see here. Number 2 in that list, or on that list, is winger Raphael Harvey Pinard. He's 23, a former 7th-round pick who will be a solid middle or bottom 6 player, smart, and can produce points. He's produced points at every level that he's played at, and you'd be surprised, like really good numbers. I see him as a Brendan Gallagher, Arturi Lehkonen kind of mix. And they're those kind of guys, they're really important to have on a championship team. Now, the reason I say the Lehkonen Gallagher, he's kind of works hard, is smart, plays a good defensive game, kind of like Lehkonen, scores better than Lehkonen. Like Gallagher, but also he's been said to be kind of the Brendan Gallagher type, that feisty, never say die, give it a second effort, that type of guy. Yeah, I see a good mix there if you're going to compare. I don't see them going crazy here signing him. I see a modest 2-year bridge deal at like $1 million, $1.25 million. After the 2 years, I think he's going to earn a significant enough raise. Not crazy, but so yeah, 2 years, $1 to $1.25 million. Next on the list is a young guy. He's a right wing, Joshua Roy. He's 18 now. This is a purely like kind of gut feeling type of prediction here. If he can make the jump quickly from the Q to the AHL and then to the NHL, Roy has potential to be a big star here in Quebec. A talented local kid. If he gets here, he'll be on his ELC. So, and like he'll have 3 years. So depending on when, I didn't really predict a contract for him. It's kind of hard at this point for him, for me anyway. So right now his ELC is $856K. So that's what he'll get. We'll see how he turns out. What kind of a player he'll actually be. Will he be a star? Will he be a top 6 guy? Or will he be a little lesser than that? The jury's kind of out on that. Now we're going to end with the last guy here. You'll notice no clip for him. A goalie, and not Caden Primo. Goalie Jacob Dobas. Dobas is a few years off yet, but I think he may be the next big starter to replace Carey Price, and not Caden Primo as expected. It still remains to be seen, but I'm leaning towards Dobas right now. If I'm right, Dobas will be on his ELC that he has yet to sign. So I'm going to predict his ELC will be a 3-year ELC at about $900,000 in that area. Sounds about right to me. So there you go. So I hope you found this video interesting. If you did, please give a thumbs up. And if you have any comments, leave them in the comment section. Let me know what you think about these guys. Think I'm crazy on some of the contracts that I'm predicting? Let me know down in the comment section below. Till the next video, please stay safe out there. Peace out, y'all. And thanks for watching. I really do appreciate that. And hey, check out that video over there in the corner.